on stage. So more than I would have actually expected. 60%.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You win 60% of your games every time, you win Worlds.
There you go. That's
Quid, the only two players currently to have a Player of the Week. Like Quid has won 2, Saint has won that 1, and Saint has taken all that momentum he had from MSI, translated it straight here to the LCS stage.
So Impact did not actually hold his W, so there's a flash in from Dokla looking for the solo, and I think he's gonna get it. Does not hold the skill point, doesn't. And we'll see if he can try to turn it around, because he's in a horrible start.
He is, but he's up against Big Dokes, who, by the way, has been doing this to everybody, Azael.
The wall. Likely to give up 2. Scatter going to connect there onto Huhi, but is pretty tanky and will be difficult to fight their way in past Darkwings. You can see both top laners are moving down, but Impact is still dismounted. This could be a dangerous fight for him. Armeo looking. The second grub going to be taken as there's the taunt flash onto Darkwings. Flashes over the wall to get away from Armeo. Saint going to be looking with the scatter here. Hombach trying to turn back around there with Huhi. Is on the side. The ult gets popped as it's Dokla looking for Impact, chasing him down, dismounts him once again as the Cataclysm is there onto Hombach. Saint going to get knocked back over the wall by the blast cone. Saint flashes out with no HP, finally burns down. Armeo is fighting. Darkwings is out of mana. And it is a kill on the top side. Flash out, gets tagged by that ulti as you're talking about. And now Dokla does have his experimental Hexblade. Great scatter there from Saint, and Huhi is just gonna be gone. Has no flash and has no way out. Berserker picking up the kill. Great roam there, right? You know, you're not gonna have a fun time. You're not gonna be able to take a lot of trades, but you can farm and you can be useful. And we'll see if he can find a way, as Saint here going to get caught, and he's going to get solar flared. The follow-up stun is there, and on the other side, the Petrifying Gaze was onto the Xin Zhao, who falls as well. Saint stays alive, Darkwings is dead, and LYON crushed the fight and are just starting to run away with it.
Yeah, maybe they're fine without Inspired. You know, the more I watch this game, it feels like everyone is just smashing. Dokla still in the top lane. What a crisp fight that was. Dokla might end up falling here. He's got ult still.
Yeah, going to be stunned up. There's the Ignite. He's going to flash over the wall, but a great joust to follow from Impact. Dokla tries to take the fight, cannot do it. Overextended, punished there by Huhi.
Nice gank, and then getting the shutdown onto Impact will potentially save his game. Really needed that one, but it's off the back of what was a very big fight win and Drake take for LYON.
They will do me. They will do me. Look.
Looks in. Zen.
We're killing his one shot. Keep going. It's good. Slowly.
He got
it. Yeah. Give me a kill.
Kled base.
You guys eat. Fail. Nice.
In the fight initially, before providing the shield onto Saint, really just allowed them to maximize that fight.
Zenplay going to connect here onto Isles. Isles tries to taunt over the wall, gets pulled back by the bear trap on a rope. Knocked down there by Hombach. 2 times, Isles up towards that top side, and this time he is going to be punished. Armeo going to look down on bot side for Darkwings.
No flash,
wall
no
has
wall.
just been spent. Yeah, no wall, no flash, no egg, no nothing. And this is going to be a pretty easy kill here. You have to think they give it over. Tried to give it over to Dokla. I'm not even sure how Armeo got it. Looking to knock down this tower, which would be first turret of the game, and Impact not going to be able to do anything about it.
Well, can't get the interrupt on Armeo's reset either, so tempo not disrupted. Saint in a position to carry this game as well with the Anivia, still playing so well. 10 CS per minute, not to mention the first turret of the game. Very, very strong.
Yeah, Hombach here on the invade. Armeo will just flag and drag away, but Sentinels moving a lot of members up towards topside. Dokla going to TP in behind them, and they're going to look to try to force the fight. Eyes here onto Hombach. He gets caught and just knocked down in a hurry. Nothing he can really do about that. Great TP.
Bot lane go a little bit, so Dokla sacrificed a bit for the team, but they're getting so much off of it otherwise.
Yeah, they're going to take the Herald, and Isles is down there to cover Dokla. So, you know, even though they get
at this point, with how well they're opening up this game, see if Sentinels can turn something around with the way bounties are.
Dokla getting CC'd up here. We'll see when he wants to actually pop the ult. There, he does pop it. And trying to run out here with the Ghost, but on the other side, it's a fight as Berserker can't connect the Petrifying Gaze onto Rahel. In comes the reinforcements from him. Great on Cassio. And he feels like he really has kind of turned over a new leaf and is playing incredibly well on these different champions as Darkwing's going to get put low here. The unleashed power from Saint doesn't quite finish him off, but there's the taunt over onto Huhi, and he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Berserker goes in with the Petrifying Gaze, trying to fight against Hombach, and Hombach going to be locked into the Cataclysm there by Armeo. Flashes out, trying to make a run for it, won't be able to get away. Impact and Darkwings limping out to safety, but 2 more easy kills while Dokla just farms plates topside.
Yeah, I mean, it was an insane numbers advantage right there. Impact was in base with no charge. Saint chunks the Anivia out, and then he's entering the fight. So anyone who's actually fighting in River is just going to get obliterated because there's too many people there. I mean, even while that was happening, Rahel's like picking up blue buff.
Dokla just going to take this 1v2. We'll see how he does. Pushes Impact back. They have to run. They're trying to wait out the ulti, and now the charge comes back up as that ultimate expires. 3 members show up. Rahel gets the kill. Dokla bites off more than he can. The LYON members would be. Otherwise, there's no way that he would be looking for that fight. You know, he clearly thought it was a lot more even numbered than it was. Darkwings does finally knock down a tower, and it is an objective bounty, but on the other side, Saint almost knocking down this tier 2.
Put it up early, interrupt Shelly, so it ends up doing nothing. Wasn't a Battle Herald, was not a turret plate destroyer either.
Scatter comes in. Cataclysm could be used there onto Hombok. Armeo gonna have to flag and drag out who he could look for him. The flash early there from Armeo as the charge is coming in now from Impact, but will not be in range. Hombok is, though. Another flag in the drag. Nice buffer out. The flash, the bear trap on a rope, pulls him back. The locket, though, from Isles will keep Armeo safe. And still, Dokla is untouched, pushing bot lane. Sentinels try to force, get nothing, and they're going to lose the full tower plus the minions bot, and they lose the tower mid.
2 turrets. Their map state pretty well right there. They are going to trade back at the top, but just a nice escape there overall by Armeo, and nice patience by Isles to just know that they didn't really have the kill.
Hombok was up pushing top lane there with Impact. They knocked down the turret, but it means soul point here for LYON. Will be Hextech Soul on the ridiculously strong right now. Dokla going to be working in towards his 3rd item as Armeo just goes straight in onto Hombok. Going to get hit by the Cataclysm once again. Taunt there to follow it up from Isles. But a great wall actually keeps Berserker out of the fight, and the Isles goes down. Berserker, though, fighting against Impact on the side. Dokla here joining up with him. He's going to have to use the charge to retreat, but he gets dismounted. Knocked off his horse, and now a great wall. Good sidestep from all of Sentinels. Avoid the Petrifying Gates. True Shot Barrage comes in, tags 1. Sentinels don't look like they can find more. Hui's trying to go in. Did he go too far? Has to flash back out from the flag and drag, and Saint is going to take him out with the Unleashed Power. Dokla in some trouble, forced to flash out. Great scatter on a Darkwings. He is egged up. Rahel, Hombok, Impact trying to help him, but they can do nothing. Impact without his Lizard, not that threatening. Working way on the Baron very slowly as Rahel tries to get some poke down as the LYON members do enter. Slowly but surely, Baron is getting lower, but this feels like a very risky proposition as now LYON taking some space in the area. Impact is on a flank angle. Yeah, the Impact flank might be the look here if they're trying to go. Oh, Berserker whiff there on the Petrifying Gaze, but still chasing after Impact. Rocket Belts forward, and there's the taunt flash, and Darkwings is just gone. Impact now getting chased down. Another Q does connect. It's going to be a double kill there for Armeo as Huhi falls as well. Impact going back to base, has the ulti to rejoin, but Armeo looking for more on the side here. Hombok and Rahel trying to push them back. The scatter does whiff. Hombok goes back in, pops the Crescent Guard, knocks Armeo back towards the tower, and he gets shut down by Rahel. Beautiful. Or something like that, but Ezreal popping the ulti. Let's see. Is it on time? Gets low, but not low enough. They will claim the soul. It's going to be a Baron rush on the other side, but LYON are aware of it. Saint TPing in. Level 16 now with the Hextech Soul. This guy is going to be a terror. Huhi looking on the side to see if he could find an angle for an engage. Probably get the Baron. Does get some vision here for the team. They will secure the Baron. The question is, can you get out? Dokla's coming behind you on one side. Saint is on the other. And LYON are about to get the bad news. There's the Stand United. Dokla in the middle of the entire team. They're trying to burst him down. They can't finish him off till just now. But Rahel has got a lot of work to do. Flash over the wall there from Saint. He gets stunned up. He may just get burst down. It's a 1K shutdown. Saint tries to become the hero, and he ends up the 0 as it's a 1K. The Baron is one thing, not that big a deal. Just I believe the Baron objective bounty had fallen. I'm not 100% sure, but there were definitely champion bounties available. I don't really get much vision. Definitely not. We'll see. I'm a little interested that he went Maw instead of Endless Hunger. I understand, like, you get in range of Cinder if he presses one button on you, so you need the Maw, but okay, he still has a lot of damage. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think he does do a lot of damage. And when it procs, you get that lifeline, so you have a little bit of a spell vamp there. Hombok, though, taking so much damage, getting slowed down from both sides. As that Hex Soul proc was putting him low. Armeo has been chunked out. Dokla losing about half his HP as well. Rahel gonna send him packing. He's got a flash, he's got a ghost, he's got an ult, and he's gonna get the Stand United. And it is still not enough as he burns down to the Ignite. And just like that, Sentinels may have earned themselves the Elder. Impact gonna get chunked though. Flash in there onto Berserker. Berserker in trouble, does cleanse out. Kiting back here. And on the other side, Armeo has to flash over the wall. Berserker flashes in, he's looking for Rahel. The Cataclysm is gonna get shifted away from Rahel, pops the barrier. Into the GA goes Armeo. Berserker is on a blinking health bar as Hombach goes in, but Berserker is staying around to fight. Sate with the scatter under Rahel. Sage is incredibly low, but is still surviving. There's the teleport from Impact, has the ulti, flash forward, bear trap on a rope, gonna miss, but the ulti does not miss. Impact gets his revenge for the early game. Berserker kiting, Berserker fighting. I don't know if it's gonna be enough though, because in comes Darkwings. It is the Ace Sentinels. It is the Elder gonna be going the way of Sentinels. This game has just flipped on its head.
And Rahel has completely turned on. The damage he got down onto Dokla. Ignite and Death's Dance just burned him to death. Now they'll have the Elder with. Also a little bit defensive on the Ezreal just so he doesn't get one shot. Still has his Maw proc, still has the ability to go into stasis. As, I mean, one more Q might have killed Armeo with the Elder buff.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. LYON just trying to hold on now, trying to clear out these waves as best as they possibly can. And Rahel, of course, that stasis is so valuable against Syndra ult, right? Because you can fully immune that once that comes out, and that's what he's going to be looking to do. Rahel pushing forward, they do not want to allow LYON the luxury of just delaying this out. It is going to be still another wave or two on this Elder buff, and then that will be expiring.
So careful with your leads in 2026 because of the bounty system, and it's successfully
Rahel's gonna get caught though, does pop the stasis, was hit by a scatter over the wall. Saint gonna get pushed back by the ult from Hui, and now Armeo pays the iron price. In comes Impact on the ulti, and Sentinel's gonna keep pushing here. They still have 50 seconds on the Baron, and that is a 5v4. Another scatter does land from Saint. Trying to stabilize here, but that is a big pick and a big survival there from Rahel.
That's why you invest in the Seeker's Arm Guard, just in case, because he got hit by the scatter. And there's no Mikhails on his team, there's no cleanse, needed to be able to live through that. Still, the Hextech Soul's never going away, so it's
him. And at this point in the game, there's more than enough damage. Just focus him down. Berserker, though, finds a petrifying gaze onto Hombach. Is going to try to chase him with the Rylai's on the other side. Hui getting low. Hombach tries to re-engage. Isles comes in with a Stand United. There's the flash out. And in comes Dokla. It's the Zhonya's getting popped, but it's Hui killed over the wall. It's Sage going to be knocking one down. Hombach incredibly low.
Watch Rahel, though.
Berserker. Impact tries to ult out. Does get stopped. Armeo popping back up with a GA, but he is just knocked out of the air there by Dark. The Elder's going to spawn, and Dokla has no TP, so he's going to have to go back to base now. Darkwing's being so annoying.
Wow.
The axe does connect, but it just pops that verdant barrier here. And Dokla feels like he can't go back to base. He's got to stay around, but he is going to be starting this fight at about 30% HP. And again, Darkwings finds him, just whittling him down. He's got to pop the ulti and go, but I don't think he wins this 1v1. In comes the Stand United. They're trying to keep him alive. The egg gets popped, and he's still alive. Rahel is kiting. Rahel is fighting. He's trying to knock down Dokla. And on the side, Armeo is dying to Hombach. Impact coming in, looking for the reinforcements. Dokla again survives as another Death Dance proc comes through. I cannot believe that he is still alive, but their base is in shambles. The supers are working on the Nexus, and at the end of the day, it's again another 2 for 2. Dokla, against all odds, stays standing, but LYON have got to go back and defend their base, and Sentinels get another. This is crazy. That was incredibly close. I thought that fight was going to start, and Dokla was just going to die through the Stand United, and it was going to look horrible, but...
Still deathless on the Ezreal is Rahel, with Baron and Elder, and an inhibitor on both the top and bottom lanes, but no supers, crucially, yet. Let's see if they can do something on this push with all the buffs in the world.
Yeah, Armeo lost 30% of his HP to one Ezreal Q with that true damage burn, and they're going in on a Dokla. Dokla's just going to try to turn and fight, pops the Ragnarok, but he doesn't have the damage at this point. It feels like he gets walled off, and the Elder execute is going to be coming. Does get knocked down into the GA, and Hombach goes in for Isles. Isles pops the heal. Armeo trying to re-engage with the Cataclysm, but Berserker and Saint can do nothing. A great scatter over on a Hui. He is low. Hombach is low, but he does not fall. They retreat into the fountain. Impact trying to get in there and finish him off, but he falls. The Stand United keeps him alive, but the Nexus is being targeted, and I think it's going to go down. Rahel and Darkwings take down the Nexus, break the undefeated streak from LYON, and win game 1. School combo.
Okay, Kha'Zix instead. Just some assassin jungler.
Okay, wow. He actually locked the Kha'Zix. That is insane. That is some crazy behavior. In my view, you are solo dive against a Lulu, and you're going to lock Kha'Zix? You are getting polymorph, brother.
This might scuttle play.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for that yet, for sure. But we will see where he heads after, we're assuming a recall, but Berserker going to be going forward. He's just looking for Rahel. Rahel has already used his barrier. The barrier used by Berserker flashes forward. Can't finish him off, but now Hombach is here, and he has his flash. Flash in, first blood for the Kazakhs, and that is an out of mana Lulu. Going to have to flash to safety. Barely avoids the Kazakhs W, but does not avoid the deadly flourish. After that early gank from Hombach, it looked like they had a window where they might have been able to potentially get a kill. Armeo also spotted out here, and Hombach is going to be there for the counter gank. Ulti going to get popped by Dokla. He's going to redirect it onto the Kazakhs just to try to get out, but Berserker is going to root it up. Tries to turn around. There's the polymorph over on Rahel. They're looking to burst him down. The shield comes back up, but it doesn't matter. Berserker is surviving. Berserker gets us another shield and a double from... But I got to give so much credit to Berserker and Isles. I don't even feel like I can criticize Rahel and Hui there, because I feel like almost no one looks for that all-in angle. I guess. Of a matchup like this, that almost everyone gets chunked low there and just bases.
And they're getting the first rake.
Now it's a little tough.
Taking it slow.
That big gold lead, and that still exists. That's still nice. But again, you are going to have to deal with the polymorph potentially later on. Dokla getting put pretty low. Of course, you do have the ult, you have the invisibility to try to make the life difficult for Isles. But the problem is Isles is an incredible Lulu, and what's going to happen is anytime you jump forward, you're going to get wild growth while you're in the air, and then you're going to get polymorphed out of it, and you can't really react to that. So unless you stealth in like this, it can be tough. Dokla going to get taken down, though. Hombach 2,000 gold ahead.
Because at some point he finds him in a side lane, he's dead.
Yep. And Saint might be getting one shot right here, as there's the jump in. Nice shockwave to peel for himself, but Saint has no flash from that earlier look problem. But they're going to try to rush down this tower, get first tower gold, which would be a boon for LYON. Trundle, one of the best champions of the game at actually killing towers, with the W attack speed plus the Chomp working on it. And they do beat out Impact and claim that first tower. Well, Dokla's just playing safe, knowing Kazakhs is up there. He's having to give up even more minions, so Dokla is getting starved pretty heavily as a result.
No
Could be tough. Here comes Hombach again. He does that flash, but I don't know if it matters. There's the flash, but the flash response is available from Hombach. Control Sentinels are stomping LYON.
It's the camps, to me. Armeo is still sitting items. It's still going to be that waiting game. At this point, you're kind of just hunting bounties, as Darkwings does have one and no flash.
Yep, no flash, and I don't think you're getting out of this one. The pillar is still there and available. Armeo gets 600 gold for his troubles.
Visits on Berserker Isles, it really feels like.
What you're telling me is they might need a little more gas, so they should go to the Gas South Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, from October. It's getting worse and worse and worse here for LYON. They're just Group 5 trying to force. And now there is no equalizer, there is no curtain call, and Hui is in some trouble. Hui's going to get jumped on. Berserker flashes forward. Rahel is going to get knocked down as well. That's 2 quick kills going their way. And now they're trying to dive onto Darkwing. Darkwing's incredibly low, does fall. Dokla and Saint survive. It is 4-0, down 8K gold for LYON.
Bounties for everyone, but mainly Berserker playing that perfectly. An absolute psychopath flies through the turret to kill Rahel and Hui, and then even after Darkwings teleports in, Berserker still lives. They collect all the bounties and are probably getting this Drake.
Impact has Equalizer. He just came back up, and he's going to drop it. He is level 16, but I don't think there's a real angle in. Trying to be as annoying as possible, but you are 1v5. That is Baron. That is 5,000.
Until at least 37 minutes after LYON has that. That is all the time in the world for Berserker to keep getting items.
Behind gold or not, is not that easy to kill, right? You know, you do have the LDR done for Rahel, but he went Ghostblade Collector into LDR, so it's not like you are a tank killing build. This is not Hex Optics, LDR, IE 3 items. This is a 3 items that just doesn't really hurt this tanky front line, and you can see they're just kind of shrugging off a lot of the damage here. Great shockwave, pulls him out of the air. Beautiful by Saint. Hombach flashes, but there is the follow. Berserker comes in this side, goes on a rampage as Hui is gonna fall as well. LYON roar to life. White Sentinels off the map, and we'll see if they just want to push to end the game.
That's no Baron, but I mean, they have 5 versus 2 and a cannon wave. It's hard to imagine Impact Rahel holding up another wave on the way as well.
And no equalizer here for Impact, so this is going to be so hard to hold on. Sentinels felt like they were in control for 95% of this game, but the polymorph is there. Another kill goes to Berserker. Dokla is just laughing in Rahel's face, flashes in on him, forces the flash out. Berserker flashing in, looking for another kill. Can't quite get it, but does get the Nexus. It's a big comeback from LYON as they showcase their talent in the team fight. It is very good against dive, but there really isn't that much dive on this comp. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised by what they ended up with. When we first picked Nocturne, I thought we were seeing a very different comp, right? We have Caitlyn Hui. This is like a siege comp.
It's a poke
so still very good odds to make playoffs, but you know, would be a big boon to their chances here if they're able to win this. As Saint gonna get hit by the Spiraling Despair. In comes Huhi looking for the binding. Of course, does not have anything to bind him onto, so Saint just holds onto the flash and is able to run out. Now flashes the wall, perfectly timed, dodges the Severing Bolt. In comes Hui, Darkwings flashes forward, hits him with the Crushing Maw, grabs the first blood. Ready to go. Berserker moving over, but has no bullet time. Will just be the one grub take there for Hambach. Pretty standard stuff. It's going to be 2 for LYON, 1 there for Sentinels. But as long as you don't give over all 3, you're really just kind of not concerned.
Yep, and I feel like LYON ends up doing this a lot with
lane. And Dokla definitely needs to get back to base to buy his first item before he looks for more fights. Saint, though, going to be in some trouble. Dodges out on the Crushing Maw. Is going to be hit by the Tempered Fate there, but that kind of immunes the fear. So Hui not getting a lot done. As a great ulti comes in from Armeo. 3-man fear, but just gets made the difference. But I think that probably would have been the correct run of play in that moment. But it is a couple ults used here for Hambach and hasn't really been able to get too much done. Should be good to go. Sentinels, though, going to be able to grab this Herald uncontested on the top side. Well, LYON are setting up on that bot side for a potential dive here onto Impact. Lyles coming in behind him. He is going to be hard to kill, but they might just focus down the tower first. Armeo, though, did pull aggro. TP's coming in. Impact trying to run here. The Bard ult comes in. Buys a little bit of time, but the tower is gone. Dragon's Ascent going to get popped there. Armeo does not connect on anyone with the fear, but there's the Public Execution in onto Impact. He goes all out, trying to run for the hills. Huhi, though, gets room prison and knocked down, so Isles is able to help them corral that and get a kill on the enemy support.
Ooh, so clutch that they were able to finish Huhi at the end of that. But now mid lane, we see Hambach.
Yeah, Berserker in some trouble. Flashes away, but doesn't actually create enough space. But in comes the Realm Warp. In comes LYON as the Cavalry arrives to get a little bit of revenge. That ace in the hole plus the Paranoia combo. Too much for Berserker to survive, even with both sums.
Really insane map play coming out as this Drake is spawning. It all starts with the dive that kills Huhi, then Nocturne, Rise Ult are exchanged. So what ends up happening is Darkwings gets full waves and the turret up top, but when all is said and done, Armeo should be able to smite that.
And is that flash? Yeah, Armeo had to flash.
Gets him with the Severing Bolt. I can see the Storm Surge coming in as well for Darkwings, going for the Magic Pen build, but maybe we see a fight here in the jungle.
Yeah, they're just going to full send it, and Hambach did not see his coming. Huhi with a great bit of time being purchased there as Hambach flashed over the wall, then ults back to safety, and on the top side, Impact is fighting against Saint here in a 1v1. That was some tricky stuff there. Saint trying to sidestep, is able to do it, gets out with a Realm Warp, but that was a crazy run of play. The Bard ult comes in to buy time. He flashes over the wall. Then Paranoia is back over the wall the other way and is able to survive the Hui. But at the same time, there's some explosive engage on the other time. I mean, you know, you look at Isles, he throws out an ult, you follow it up with Public Execution and everything else, and now flash forward there. Saint gonna get hit by the binding, Tempered Fate to buy some time. As in comes Darkwings, roots him up, ace in the hole. Impact is here, the Avengers assemble, flash forward, as well as the Pathmaker. Berserker getting the bullet time down onto Huhi, but Impact goes all out onto Isles. Isles is gonna fall. Hambach pushes back the MF. In goes Armeo, and Dokla has arrived. Impact is on the side, and he may be the sacrificial tank, but he jumps back with the footwork. Now Hambach is going to be able to spell shield the Public Execution, but it still does not matter. Dokla gets in, kills him off, but meanwhile, mid lane, the Caitlyn was pushing the whole time and knocked down another tower.
What a sequence there by Sentinels. Could have been oh so much better if the magical journey didn't expire for Hambach to take. They're going to try and rush this Drake down as well before Armeo can get here. Jungler down, so they got to do all the damage. Should be safe. Doesn't look like Armeo's going to steal it. And Sentinels match the Drakes 2-2, but hold this goal advantage in the game.
3K up, and it is definitely not any significant scaling edge on either side. It's not like last game where you're talking about heading back to base Saint definitely would love to get the actualizer before that next big fight. Might not have the ability to do so as Armeo is just taking so much damage. In goes Hombok. The Realm Warp coming out there from Saint to rejoin the team, but a great tempered fake catches Saint right as he arrives. The bullet time is laying down the covering fire. Berserker keeps Saint.
They're already here, so they're going to kill it, but I can also see Dokla trying to get early position on Drake and Impact trying to disrupt this. So it's take Baron, quick reset, right out to Drake because Isles and Armeo, they don't have enough setup to walk into the space and they don't want a repeat of what just happened to Baron.
Actualizer completed here. Berserker about halfway to level 16, Rahel almost 17. And that is the flash gone now for Berserker as Tempered Fate well placed from Huhi. Means Berserker gonna have to team fight that next dragon without his flash. Impact now looking for Isles. Isles flashes away. Ace in the hole coming through. Flash forward there from Impact. Gonna go all out and finish off Isles. A lot spent to get the support, but they do indeed get him.
Yeah, and I mean, that's so much engaged down from LYON now. No flash on Berserker's got to be really careful about where he steps up. Nocturne matching Rise is so good for Sentinels right now in order to continue this siege.
Yeah, it is really, really good. That Baron buff as well, making it work here. Berserker chunked down about half HP. They cannot defend the tower. He doesn't want to spend the bullet time on the wave. Just has to back it up, and if you ever stop and channel that, you can get hit by the orbital strike there from Wei, by all of these different tools that they have.
He needs to holding space extremely well. Sentinels just been very coordinated to this point. They might have another pick on Isles, we'll see.
Forward there, Impact looking for Isles here once again, as Impact going to be the target, and on the side, it is Berserker in trouble. He's dueling against Hombok. He's surviving for now. The GA gets popped. The stasis is going to be used onto Berserker. Isles blocks the follow-up, the shutdown though, onto Cassante. Another kill here, and the bullet time is ripping out over Sentinels. It is a 1K shutdown going the way of the...
in the river, so they were able to get set up here. They want to snap engage on someone if they check the wrong spot.
Realm Warp being threatened. Armeo going to go in. He has the Dragon's Ascent. Is he going to send it? They turn off the lights. In comes the Dragon's Ascent into the backline. Armeo in trouble, though. He's feared up. Spiraling Despair is going to be able to take him down. And Hombok survives on the other side. He just bought some time. Well, LYON lose their jungler, and now it is LYON in a 4v5 with no jungler who have got to hold on. Saint, though, looking for a fight, loses a bit of health there as Huhi magical journeys to safety over the wall.
Yeah, Saint burned his actualizer in that trade, so he's much less powerful. No jungler to contest this. That's going to be Ocean Soul going over the side of Sentinels. Hombok, as you mentioned, turning off the lights to kind of make that engage disorganized is the crucial moment.
And now it is Ocean Soul here for Cassante, who is already tough to take down. 12K, but with Armeo just respawning, there's no recourse.
Soul, Baron, and then run out to try and just collect more gold. I don't know if they need to end the game on this lane, and he will kill turrets quickly. So Sentinels with the Caitlyn, with the Baron, got to push extremely aggressively to force Saint back to base.
Yeah, and we'll see how quickly he is going to come back as Berserker just going to use the bullet time to try to clear out these waves. In comes the ultimate from Nocturne. They're just full sending it. Flash out there from Berserker. He is alive for now. Barely avoids the Tempered Fate as Armeo is fighting under the tower here. Impact has gone all out and is trying to take him down. Is able to do so. Now Saint is coming back to base. He buys the death cap, but they're in a 4v5 and their base is in trouble. Darkwings gets incredibly low. Dokla goes in. There's the bullet time. Takes out Darkwings. Impact is running, but Dokla is there to chase him. Berserker put low. Berserker burst down. It's Saint versus the world here, trying to survive against Hombok. Hombok is going to have to run because Dokla and Saint are there. They're going to get the kill. This is going to be 4 kills going the way of LYON as they hold the line just
gold up, then not, and
now we're even. Oh, Realm Warp, they're full sending it.
Everyone
Everyone is going into this one. They're going to try to look for Sentinels. Nocturne is down on the bot side. The bullet time across multiple members. Rahel incredibly low. Rahel is down, and it is Sentinels in a lot of trouble here. LYON running through them. Saint is low. Impact kills them, but it might not even matter. Hombok trying to fight, but Hombok cannot do it all by himself. Darkwings.
Okay, we can also defend. Look,
I'm taking result.
Keep chase. No,
She's ulted.
Look good. We're bar ulted, but it's good. It's good, I think.
I'm fine.
Looks decent.
Yeah.
Wait. Fight it out. Cassante, guys.
Careful stacking. Waves over the wall.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. We kill her. Wait for end.
Can you come Mbessa? And you can keep later.
Well, you can see Berserker wanted to end, but now we have Elder fight time Ocean sold for Sentinels, 3,000 gold deficit, and they're the ones with control of the river.
Yeah, they are controlling the river here. LYON has mid lane control, but they're not going to be pushing for the towers. They're looking to fight. Dokla taking a little bit of poke there, as is Isles, and now Isles takes a headshot, is down below half HP. And Sentinels, you do not want to be trading poke here against this Ocean Soul team. Locket has to be used there. They're going to go for the Realm Warp. Isles is going to go on a one-way trip. He's into the back line. He's looking for Rahel. In comes the depth charge. There's no follow-up on the side. Impact is fighting against Saint and Berserker, but it is 2 members from LYON down, and there's the flash forward. The bullet time comes out. Berserker flashing in, trying to make it happen here. He's going to be all by himself. Saint on the other side trying to take out Impact. He's got to do it. He can't get him down. The Severing Bolt will be sidestepped, but it is Saint in a 1v4, and it feels like Sentinels have done it.
Looks like they're going to be the first team to take down LYON with the push in the bot lane.
There's the teleport coming in onto that bottom tower. Saint sidestepping as much as he possibly can, but Impact is back and he is full health, and Saint can do nothing. Hit by the crushing maw, stunned up by the Pathmaker. LYON will take their first defeat of the season. It is Sentinels that hand it to him 2-1.
A nice exhale by Darkwings at the end there. He was so far ahead for moments.